Welcome back, students. Today we'll see one of the conservation strategies called as Ex-Situ conservation. So what is Ex-Situ conservation? It is the process of conservation of biodiversity outside the natural habitat. Ex-Situ conservation includes establishment of zoos, botanical gardens, conservation strands, and gene, seed banks, seedling, tissue culture, and DNA banks. It may be used on some or all the population when in situ conservation is too difficult or impossible. It could be achieved in the following manner. Seed gene bank. It is the easiest way to store the germ plasm of the plant at low temperature. Seeds are preserved at very low temperature and they are kept viable for longer duration. Gene bank. It is an important way of preserving the genetic resource by keeping the germ plasm under controlled temperature and humidity in the cold storages. The genetic variability is preserved by the gene bank under normal growing conditions. Next is cryopreservation. Now, what is cryopreservation? It is in this advanced technique, conservation is done at very low temperature in liquid nitrogen. The metabolic activities of the organisms are arrested at low temperature and are used later on for the research purposes. Next is tissue culture bank. It is basically the long-term cryopreservation of non-diseased meristems is done in this method. Meristem culture is very popular in plant propagation since it is a disease-free method of multiplication. Next is long-term captive breeding. It involves capture, maintenance and breeding of endangered organisms which have lost their habitat partially or fully. Their breeding is carried out under controlled conditions. Our next is botanical garden. As you can see, botanical gardens is fully controlled place where flowering plants, fruits, and vegetables are grown to maintain beauty and calmness of the area. I guess you all must have visited at least once in your life such botanical gardens. Next is animal translocation. It is basically the release of animals in a new locality. This is what animal translocation is. It is captured from one locality and translocated to the another. It is carried out in following cases such as when a species on which an animal is dependent becomes very rare, and when a species is endemic to a particular area, or due to habitat destruction and unfavorable environmental conditions, and it may also due to increase in population in a particular area. Next is zoological garden. It is a zoo garden where rare and endangered animals are maintained in captivity. The first zoo in India was established in 1800 at Barakpur. At present, there are about 800 zoos in the world. It is said that animals held in captivity tends to live longer. So students, I hope you all must have understood what is ex-situ conservation and what are the various manners in which we can conserve. Thank you.